All right, hello and welcome to today's episode of Heavy Machinery Artist. And I'm going to give you a rundown here of what I utilize inside this tractor cab to do what I do out here in the field. Now, there's probably a number of different ways of doing it, but this is the only way I've figured out how, and it works for me. So stick with me and I'll show you what goes on inside here. Okay, we're in the cab. A few things. This tractor is equipped with GPS. It's RTK GPS. It's pretty accurate. This is the monitor on my armrest that when I'm planting straight rows, I make an AB line. I hit the button. The tractor takes over and it steers it in a straight line. People say, oh, he's letting the GPS run it. No, but I tell you what, I couldn't do it without the GPS, but that's just one part of it. So we got the tractor GPS that has the coordinates where I'm at in the field on Earth and portrays it on the screen. Now I have the iPad here. The iPad is taking signal from the tractor GPS, and it is, if you look close, it will show you where I am right there, that little white tractor icon, and if I turn the tractor, my icon turns, and if I drive forward, it will move forward. And what I do is I use this program that has this field on it. It's got different layers. Right now it's on the soil type layer because that gives me the best background to see through my drawing and try to pick out where I'm at on the field. Now I have a piece of saran wrap taped on the screen with my drawing on it. So if I position my screen just right, I put my tape on there so the tape is ley lines, and I know once the tape lines up with the edges of my field, see, I know I'm pretty close to where I need to be, but it's not exact. And if I'm off by this much, I don't know, I haven't measured it, but that could be 10 feet or more out in the real world. It's not an exact science. It's as scientific as I can get, but it's not exact. The field where we're at now, this is what it looks like from the ground, and from the ground it doesn't look like anything. I spent a couple hours out here the other day doing outlines and trying to put a few details in, and then I have to put the drone up because I want to know if it actually looks like anything, because from the ground it doesn't look like anything. And if I put the drone up and it doesn't look like a picture, well, then I'm just going to till the field up and call it a loss. But I put the drone up and it looked like what I was trying to portray, at least close to it. That told me that I could keep going with it here. So what I do is, if I put this tractor into forward and we drive, it'll be hard to tell, but you'll be able to see that tractor driving on that iPad screen. Now I don't got it lined up right now, so I can't try to make any marks right now by dropping my disc down, but you can see I'm moving on there. If I turn the wheel left, my icon goes left, it turns with me, and I just follow it. I instead of driving this, I'm turning the wheel and driving that tractor right there. I'm going to take a minute here and I will get my map resized, and I'll be right back. Alright, so the map's resized. You can see, after looking at the drone picture from yesterday, I think I need some more shadow, some more detail around the collar of the shirt, and I made a few marks on there today that I think I'm going to shade in to give it a little bit more effect. If we want to make this line right here, going from the edge of the tie down there, what I'm going to do is I'm going to drive up to that corner from the north along, because this line is already here, the edge of the tie, and I'm going to start driving on that line. When I get to the edge where I don't have anything done right here, I'm going to set my disc down and pull that line all the way down over here. So I'm running, what is this, 36 foot disc here, and right now I got the wings up. You got two options here. I think of it as you're painting. When you drop the disc, that's when you're painting. And if this is 36 feet wide, when that's down, that makes a 36 foot wide line. But what I can do, what other options and what I've done on this for certain details in that is I will leave the wings up, and then I'll have a 18 foot disc touching the ground, and I can make an 18 foot wide line for some of the smaller details. That gives it a little bit more substance. It doesn't all look like it was painted with a wide line. Certain areas don't need a wide line. They need a narrow line just to make the image. When I do this one, I'm going to leave the wings up. We'll put a narrow line right there, and I'll show you how that works when I get over there. All right, so I've put all these lines here, and so I know what's what for the most part. I know that that's the corner of the tie right there. I need to get straight with that line right there and pull down towards that highline pole on the other side of the road. Just pull it straight. I don't even need the map to do it, but since I got the map here, I'm going to use it. If you look, it's hard to see. There I am right there. Right there. Now I'll get lined up, and we will see it in action, making a line from the cab. All right, here we go. You can see I'm steering with my knee, which I don't usually do, but because I'm trying to film this, that's what I'm doing right now. There's the disc. We're going to hit the button, set it down. All right, you see it? Now we're going to look up here, see where we are right there, and we're making a line. It's a little off, but like I said before, it's not an exact science. It's going to be a little off. I know where I'm at on the ground, which is close enough here to let me think that we're where we need to be. There it is. There's a line. It's making it, and we're going, and that's how the lines are made. This is art in action right here, and that's kind of how it's done. That's how I do it. There's our art. Doesn't look like much now, but it will. I can guarantee you it will. We'll have more in a little bit. All right, so you look here right below the collar. I also added a shadow there between the tie and the collar. Give it a little bit more depth. This part of the image look pretty flat and plain. You can see I'm driving down to the edge right next to between the tie and the collar. There's a line we just made, this area right here, and I'm going to pull that disc straight down in this area here to give it a little bit of shadow there to kind of make this bottom half of the image comparable to the top as far as some shadow and a little bit of detail. You can see we're getting to our line here. We're coming right about where we're at on that map. Steering with my knee again, and we're gonna drop that down right about here. There we go. You can see we're in the shadow area here, right there. There we go. We're adding shadow on this area right here. See back there? That's how we do it. I'm glad it's kind of cloudy today, because when the sun is shining, it really complicates seeing that icon through the drawing, through the saran wrap, and it's really kind of nice today. I did some of this at night in the dark the other night, and it worked really good. We're gonna lift up right now. But anyway, I did some of this in the dark the other night. That's when I started it, and it worked really good because, like I told you before, I'm driving right here. As long as I don't run over an irrigation well, and I know where those are, I don't have to worry about hitting nothing, and I just drive my tractor on here. but it is nice to do it in the daylight because my lines, the more of them I get out here, I know what they are. I know a little bit more of where I'm on the field in relation to on my map here, and it's easier for me to drive and get to where I need to be and pick it out. All right, well, you can see we got the wings down now. We were using the full width here for doing some of this shading. It's all about the right tool for the job, and well, sometimes the wide disc is better, sometimes the narrow one's better. So you learned something. Hopefully I didn't bore you too bad, not a lot of action, but this is how it's done. And any questions, don't hesitate to ask. I'll tell you all there is to know about it, but in the meantime, this is the basics. Anyway, thanks for watching, and stay tuned for the final product. You're gonna like it. All right, bye.